All right, everyone, welcome back to, well, I guess, welcome to the beginning of a brand new series. I guess we are back, but still, welcome. We have a brand new best of three coming up for you guys. The lower set of semifinals. The winner of this series in best of three fashion will be facing off against Team DK in the finals of the Razer Mini Madness. Here we do have TongFu versus Orange Esports. I'm Zyori. With me is Kawa, and the picking stage has begun. So, Mr. Kawa, what are you thinking about this series?
I'm just hoping that we don't experience the same amount of lag and delay like we did
Oh.
in the last game. We started off with kind of a little bit of a disconnect here from Orange, but finally everything is underway. So just really hoping to just have kind of more of a smoother series here from both of these teams. And I'm really excited because I've talked about it before. I'm a huge fan of Orange. I really want to see them do extremely well here, but not trying to be biased or anything. Really interested in seeing what TongFu has to bring to the table.
Definitely. And I'm going to be curious. So I think this should be a pretty good series. Like you said, hopefully we don't have any real lag issues, but I don't know. Hopefully we get more than one game. Let's put it that way. That's
Yeah,
really what I'm
seriously.
holding out for here.
So luckily, Orange here actually brought back Mushi when we saw him in the, or sorry, not him, but rather Orange Esports here in the round of 16, just before this,
Oh yeah.
the quarter finals, I guess you could call it. He was not there. Mushi was not in the lineup. They actually brought in their other
Mm.
player, and really, they didn't have as much steam. Like I was talking about it with a couple of my buddies, LD, for instance, and he was like, "Yeah, man, Mushi wasn't there for that," and it really kind of showed quite a bit, especially in game two,
Yeah.
when they were going up against Harosh. It
Oh.
was yeah, completely different. But really, now that we have the bans out of the way and everything's pretty typical in that regard, we are going to see a throw picked up for Orange, and oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah. So, for those of you that have been keeping up with the Razer Mini Madness, I voiced some concern about Lycan because we have seen a handful of games actually where he has made it through both sets of bans and just not picked up. Just forget about Lycan. Who needs silly Wolf Boy? And I mean, we were both sort of on the same page, and as were many people in chat, kind of like Lycan's being ignored here. What is this, like, new meta? Did they nerf Lycan? What's going on? So, this is actually the first time I'll be seeing a Lycan in a competitive game because he almost is instant banned every time, and I'm pretty pumped about that. I imagine TongFu is going to be looking for a Chen pick here, though. That's got to be pretty tempting, given he's still on the board.
Yeah, they're gonna probably meet some push with some counter, and honestly, you still have the Tinker inside of the game right now, so they are gonna pick up the Chen
Invoker.
with the Invoker first, so that's going to be very solid here for TongFu. Nice little lineup that they've got here already. So how is Orange Esports going to respond? Honestly, they still have. Oh no, actually, Leshrac is banned. I made a mistake there. So yeah, we're not going to be seeing that dynamic juiciness of Leshrac on the field, unfortunately. So
Yep.
Orange probably going to be looking for. I mean, like I said, that Tinker is still on the
Right.
field. If they want to be going up against the Invoker with that, that would actually work out very nicely for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tinker's going to be an important pick for either side here. They both are already setting up with some pretty serious push, so I imagine if Orange doesn't grab Tinker here, TongFu will be pretty tempted with that third pick. We're going to see an Enchantress pick as well as Beastmaster, so no Tinker, but actually going to get to see Enchantress, another hero we really don't see too frequently, mostly because she's banned so much.
This is going to be a great pickup for Orange because they're going to be able to just steal the creeps from Chen, which is going to be very nice in any of those pushing situations. So really nice pickup here from Orange. And also the Beastmaster going to be doing extremely well in that bottom lane where he just absolutely thrives stacking those Ancients. So going to be seeing a lot of action there just in case things are a little bit too scary in lane. He's going to have that
Yeah.
extra backups. But I honestly think that TongFu is a very they're not going to let that happen, honestly. If they're smart, they're going to be able to, put wards around that area, just try to prevent Beastmaster from just going there and just
Right.
having presence or vision inside of the
Hmm.
lane. And we have an anti-mage pickup now.
Interesting. So TongFu here looks like they're maybe a little bit nervous about some of this early game potential from Orange. So it looks like they're gonna try and drag this one out a little bit, and we'll see what Orange does to kind of react. But Anti-Mage definitely going to throw a wrench into the mix. Kind of a nice change compared to the aggressive pushing we've seen picked up so far in this game. Then also that last game we casted, lots of push all around.
Seriously, and that's This is interesting because really, if Orange picks up a couple more pushers, like this could actually work out a little bit better for Orange. When you have an anti-mage in your lineup, I
Hmm.
mean, also matched up with an invoker, both of those heroes already require quite a bit of well, not quite a bit. I mean, more so anti-mage to be useful, you need to like farm constantly.
Right.
Invoker's definitely going to be in lane a lot more. He's probably going to be going standard XOR, but really he's going to be just kind of staying in lane using his Sunstrike to kind of do damage in areas where he needs it, but he's not really going to be in any of those really early team fights. And honestly, if Orange want to go for some of that early aggression in the laning phase, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage, making it difficult for anti-mage to try and farm.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I'm a little bit nervous here that Tinker might get banned out, and I think for TongFu's sake, Tinker. Well, actually, never mind. They already have Invoker, so perhaps not. I don't know. Maybe
They
Tinker.
actually did a they did a smart ban there for Venomancer on Orange. That
Yeah.
defensive support will definitely delay any of those pushes from Lycan from Enchantress.
Yeah. So about Lycan, I mean, what can you do to kind of counter him? What's the golden ticket to not letting a Lycan take over your game?
You need to absolutely ward their jungle and just constantly gank him. That is what you've got to do. But when you commit all those resources to trying to take the Lycan out of the early game, you're kind of leaving your anti-mage to just kind of fend for himself solo. I mean,
Yeah.
really, you're going to need TongFu on their lineup here to get a couple of roamers to try and set up some ganks on Lycan constantly. Otherwise, he's just going to be a huge hindrance for anti-mage to just get that farm.
Yeah.
So really, it's tough in this situation. TongFu's kind of in a little bit of trouble here
Yeah,
with
pickle.
that team comp.
And I really like what Orange did with their last ban, throwing it out on Enigma, because the thing about Lycan, his ultimate is that thing that makes him really scary to pick up those kills. And in my mind, anyone that has a physical disable or a hard disable to stop him before he gets that BKB can be pretty powerful. And Enigma is certainly one of those heroes. I mean, the black hole will go through Lycan's
Yeah.
ultimate. And the other one that comes to mind, not suggesting that he'll be picked here, but Pudge with that ultimate, he can eat Lycan while he's ulted, while he's in wolf form. And also, if he gets a BKB, that can be a powerful tool to help shut him down. That might be a little bit too crazy, but Shadow Shaman going to be doing some physical damage with those wards, so sort of along a similar mindset, perhaps, with a bit more utility than a Pudge.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, you're going to be seeing the utility of Shadow Shaman in this game is going to be solid. He's going to be able to stick around with Anti-Mage. He's going to be able to roam and set up some ganks on that Lycanthrope with his shackle and everything. But, like I said, it's just going to it's going to leave Anti-Mage kind of by himself. So that could allow Orange to just kind of, punish him for that. But at least they were picking up the Shadow Shaman. Very typical for most Asian teams here. He's going to be able to stay on that side lane. Going to be able to roam, just try and prevent Lycan from getting that farm.
Yep, absolutely right. So we'll see what Orange does with their very last pick here. What they're going to do to complement this lineup, I don't know. These last two picks are actually kind of interesting here. And I'm excited to see an Enchantress. How do you think these lanes are going to settle out? I mean, I imagine Lycan's going to be in the jungle. So where does that leave Enchantress here? Kind of a babysitter role? Or is she going to be in a close lane? Maybe. I mean, who's going to mid here, I guess, is my question for Orange.
Well, I mean, Beastmaster is allowed to, but really, I think he'd kind of shine in the bottom.
Well, answered my question right there.
Yep, there you go.
Puck's gonna most definitely be that mid. And interesting, Orange's roster here is really interesting. And it's funny because I was it yesterday or the day before, I actually said to you, like, what happened to Puck, man? I thought he was pretty good. Where'd he go?
Well, there he is.
And lo and behold, we're gonna get to see a Puck here. So I'm actually pretty excited to see how Puck fares in this game.
Yeah, Winter actually really comfortable with Puck in particular. I'm going to be interested in seeing how they're going to kind of go into the first night, kind of the mid game with this lineup. I mean, like I said, it's going to be tough for TongFu here. They're going to have to commit a lot of resources to shutting down that Lycan, because if they're able to do so, if they're able to at least get about I'd say maybe like 2 kills on that Lycan, that's going to be enough to kind of like bring the anti-mage, a little bit ahead and be able to just farm up that Manta and the Battle Fury.
Yeah, I just really like the Orange Esports draft overall. You look at TongFu's team, and depending what they do with this last one, so they've got some great pushing power. They got Anti-Mage, Tidehunter, a great addition with that Ravage, and Evoker. They have a pretty solid roster. It just feels like Orange is almost one step ahead. Where okay, they've got some pushing, but they've got great counter push with Puck and Enchantress being there with the sustain, and then they have some counter push of their. They have anti push and then counter push of their own between Lycan and Beastmaster and some of that creep clearing potential. Lycan's going to be able to carry pretty effectively, pending ganks, as you were mentioning. It's going to be an interesting game. Some interesting picks on both sides, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be seeing Tidehunter up in that solo. Unfortunately, the suicide lane up top, but we're going to see obviously the Invoker inside of middle going up against Puck, and then kind of a pseudo tri-lane bottom. So gonna have to check out the ward positioning for that, and then we're going to be seeing Lycan, of course, inside of that jungle. Beastmaster in bottom, and then kind of Enchantress. It's kind of up in the air as to what she's going to want to do, but yeah, man, let's introduce the teams.
Absolutely. Here on the Radiant side, we do have Team Orange Esports. Mushimai going to be in charge of the mighty Lycanthrope. Extinct going to be playing Enchantress. Yamate going to be in charge of Puck, the Fairy Dragon. Mr. Ice going to be in control of the Shadow Demon, and last, we do have Winter here, going to be playing Beastmaster, headed up to that top lane.
And we have on TongFu right now, we've got Awoke on that Chen. How on Anti-Mage, Kaboo, played by the Tidehunter. Sanshin as Shadow Shaman. And we've got Moo. What? He's bald. We got Moo on Invoker.
Why
and
does
he actually
look like
decides. That? I don't even know.
That,
There's been some.
Is that a
There's
bug?
been some weird stuff going on.
Or is that like one of those aesthetic things where you can win bald Invoker if you play enough?
No.
That's not the case.
Yeah, this is a patch thing that's been going on. They've been trying to release aesthetics, those items, like they added an extra 50, and they kind of made the models,
Okay, so now you can win Invoker's hair, but the default Invoker lost his hair. Is that what you're getting at?
Kinda. It's not supposed to be that way, but you'll see heroes without weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I saw a Furion yesterday with no staff, and he was just bear clawing those little energy orbs. I'm just like, Furion, how did you do that, man? That's intense.
Seriously, yeah. So that's what's going on, and he actually went for a Quas build first, so playing it very, very safe. He's going to be able to stay in lane even better now with that extra regen from Kawa, so that's going to be very, very nice.
Yep, going to give him some nice laning presence here. TongFu going to start up with the Pain Train up here, inevitably, or undoubtedly looking to block a potential ward to come on their creep pull here, but I think they'll be happy to find a lone Winter on this Beastmaster, and this is a role that Winter is pretty comfortable in, that Suicide Beastmaster. I think of the little we've casted Orange so far, we've seen a pretty high frequency of Winter playing Beastmaster in the long lane.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and also due to being sleep deprived, I actually called that Beastmaster on the Radiant side going, bottom. I actually thought he was on the Dire.
Yeah.
So
I still get that screen confused, man. I feel like the bottom one should be Dire for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I get it messed up. So apologies, stream.
Oh,
Bam.
Nothing but a bunch of silly geese. So in the bottom, looks like it's going to be Enchantress, a Shadow Demon, in the bottom with Lycan in the jungle. So that kind of pseudo triangle. It's sort of an interesting lane, though. Shadow Demon, Enchantress. Is that really how this is going to be laning? It just seems like a weird duo to me. Oh no!
Well,
she got Enchant level 1.
Well, yeah, she's going to be able to take over the creep and just do massive amounts of damage and everything like that. We are going to be seeing Lycan come out here, go probably... Is he going to be laning? That's the question. This is going to be interesting to see, but I think he's just honestly going to kind of chill inside of the jungle, get Enchantress kind of stay mostly in lane when she takes over that creep, and then Ice is kind of going to be getting very, very quick level 6 here, and then just helping out with some of those ganks early on. Inside of the middle lane, we already see... Awoke here, kind of trying to set something up inside of the middle lane. That's weird. I thought he was actually going to start to kind of try and gank here on Yamate, but that is not the case. The illusion's just kind of helping him out.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, absolutely. So again, it is going to be a Tidehunter here in the long lane, so a Suicide Tide, kind of on par with a Suicide Beastmaster. Of course, as you were mentioning, stacking those camps is always important. And we'll see. It looks like Lycan's going to be in lane at least for now. He's just free farming his way to victory down here. Enchantress actually going to be the one in the jungle. And Shadow Demon doing a very effective job keeping Kaboo kind of at bay here.
And this is actually a very scary lane if they're allowed to get away with this, because if Mushi stays in lane, it's going to be way more effective than what he would be able to do inside the jungle. He's going to get gold and experience quite a bit faster. So honestly, I think TongFu is going to want to try and shut this down like pretty freaking quick.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's going to be brutal.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not even that he's in lane as much as that he's free farming in lane. That qualifier, I think, is what makes it so much worse. They're going to have to rotate these lanes around. I mean, no doubt. I don't think Shadow Shaman really needs to be up here to babysit this mage main quite as much as he is. I think just going down bottom to deny that farm of Lycan is going to be so important. This makes a lot of sense to me, because I was wondering, I was like, is Enchantress really going to be the like primary farmer down here in the bottom lane? That just seems like such an odd place for her to be. So, like you said, if they can get away with this, Orange is going to be in great shape for sure.
Seriously, yeah. Beastmaster is definitely not a threat at all to Hao, who's going to also be allowed to kind of farm up top. So that's kind of nice. I mean, at least if you kind of got two heroes that are kind of free farming right now. But really, it's way better if Lycan's going to be able to do that, because he's going to be able to get that farm early. He's a lot more useful earlier on than anti-mages, so he's just going to, go on a rampage snowball like into the mid game and just push all those towers and making it difficult to kind of do anything if you're on TongFu.
Exactly. That's a really good thing to point out. They're both very effective carries, but they certainly peak at different points in the game. So, yeah, letting that Lycan get out of control early, I don't know. I mean, it's easy from the TongFu perspective to be like, all right, well, yeah, he's free farming, but Hao's free farming as well, and that'll make up for it. And that, that eventually could work, but that's sort of playing with fire a little bit. Very risky, especially given that pushing power that Lycan brings. I don't know. I mean, Orange has a pretty solid team fight team as well, which is what makes that a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like you said, there's not really much else to kind of go on about it. As long as Mushi's able to get that free farm and they're able to do something with the pushes, then it's going to be like too difficult for Hao to actually become useful in the mid to late game. So yeah, hopefully things work out with that. They're going to have to like make sure though that a ton of towers are going to be going down like immediately, making it difficult for him to kind of farm safely. So you're going to have to wait for that. Inside of the middle lane looks like Mu right now, yeah, just going for Quas Wex. So standard build for him. He's got those Blades of Attack to just help with the extra last hit, so that's going to be going pretty nicely for him. Inside of the jungle right now we have Extinct just kind of, dominating creeps, trying to do as much as possible to get level 6. And Kaboo, I mean, what are you doing, man? You got level 1, you got your little anchor smash right there. He's trying to ward, but
yeah, this is... I mean, really, both suicide lanes are not faring so well. Kaboo is 0-0, sitting level 1, and I think Beastmaster is in the same boat, 0-0, level 1, although he did just pick up a haste rune. The difference is at least Beastmaster now has a triple stack here at the Ancients, so that is good news. I mean, I guess that gives him a leg up over Tide here, who's only got a double stack.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they do have they have an observer ward right there on TongFu, so they are going to be able to spot that.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. So I guess both suicide lanes are sort of at an equivalent amount of ineffectiveness right now and lack of farm. I don't really know which side that hurts more, seeing an underfarmed Tide or an underfarmed Beastmaster. I guess it's fairly equal, all things considered.
Yeah, for the most part. I would say more it's kind of detrimental to Tide, because really I think TongFu needs that. Yeah, they need that Ravage really, really quick. So since the Orange team here is going to be trying to push pretty early, and if they get the mechanism, that's going to happen even earlier. Like, really need that Ravage to engage in those team fights when Orange is trying to initiate, trying to push. So we have a little bit of action happening in the jungle right here next to the Ancients.
Yeah, it looks like Kaboo may get taken out here. Are they going to have enough to finish him off? Enchantress only level 4, so not quite that level 6 mark, but I think they might be able to do it. One more auto attack. Yep, Shadow Demon going to be able to do it. There's the first blood here about 5.5 minutes in. Tide Hunter going to fall. So now Orange going to start to pull ahead a little bit, and this is going to be their chance to really pressure this bottom lane now. And that timing actually couldn't have been much better. Just about the time they kill Tide, Lycan is pressuring the tower, and just look how quickly that bad boy is going to fall.
Seriously, yeah, level 1.
Wow.
tower already going down. That's going to force the glyph, and now we have nighttime.
Yeah.
So this is going to be perfect. So they're going to kind of start to rotate around now that they kind of won bottom.
Yeah, beautiful. And, you know, of all the lanes to push in this early, your opponent's long lane is certainly that. It's going to make things so much more difficult for Tidehunter. He'll be able to farm a little bit while he's pressed up against this tower, but it limits his lane control so much. His laning presence is now really limited to this tier 2 tower, and even that may be not enough, as we see him getting harassed a little bit by Extinct. In the top lane, though, looks like TongFu getting close to this tower. Of course, not the same amount of pushing power, but Anti-Mage is still farming pretty nicely. We can get the last hits. Anti-Mage and Lycan just about spot on, around 48 apiece. So the carries are continuing to do what carries do best, as we see Tide getting dove on again past the tier 2, level 3 Tidehunter. Kaboo, what you gonna do?
Seriously, I don't know, man. In that situation, you can't really be cut out like that, but really they're doing exactly what should have been happening. Oh, did Anti-Mage get a kill up top on Winner?
Yep.
Yes.
Winner going to fall. We're actually going to see a port in from Puck here. He's going to eat that invisibility rune and maybe able to set something up. Puck sitting level 6, does have some pretty solid burst potential here. Of course, does have the Dream Coil up, but I don't think he's going to engage a 1v3. All the while in the bottom lane, though, they did pressure this tower a little bit. Tide is back, but this tier 2 tower already a little bit below half health, and they very well may dive on him again, depending on how aggressive they want to be. Regardless, Mushimai is still feeling very, very good. He's already got his Vlads complete. Only had to use a single tango in lane. That is scary business. Up in the top as well, Winter going to be in trouble again. The Shackle going to come out, but going to be able to survive. Not enough follow-up as he heads back to the tower. So still 2-1 here, 7.5 minutes in. Already off to a very low-scoring game.
Yeah, Chen now with and Chen going to be able to pressure in this tier 1 tower up top, which is great, but still, you've got what's going down in bottom. Can't let Lycan get away with all that, and they still are. They're actually initiating on Winter and going to be able to pick up that kill. Sanchen with the last hit, so that's going to be great. This tier 1 is going to be going down, so that's really, really good. But are they going to continue? Are they going to get that tier 2? I really think they could. They have a nice ward there, going to be able to spot the jungle, anyone trying to do anything there. It's actually 4 people up top, and Awoke is backing up right now. Oh, he actually picked up his arcane boots really early, so that's really, really good. So TongFu going for that tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I totally agree. It makes perfect sense, especially with this ward placement. I think we're going to have to see some defense here from our Radiant team. Looks like some ports are going to come in. Winter's here, and in comes Yamate as well, and they're going to fend back the push. You know, I thought Lycan probably would have been able to push this tier 2 up in the top lane quite some while ago, but alas, that is not the case. He's actually, Mushimai's rotated to the mid lane now. And well,
yeah, he might be putting some pressure there. I mean, oh, I guess no, since he saw the TPs going down right there, looks like he's just gonna kind of back up a little bit, wait for the rest of his team. Looks like illusions actually. Never mind. For some reason, I thought that was actually gonna be the Tidehunter, so
yeah.
it's kind of a little bit of a trick.
Yeah, that's a pretty intense Tidehunter skin there, blue.
Oh yeah.
And what's going on with this dire courier, by the way? I have never seen that courier before. That ridiculous looking frog. That is intense, man. I want that. Look at that thing. I saw it like earlier on. You were talking for a little while, and I was just like locked on it, like trying to make sense of what the hell. At first, I thought it was like a pet or something, and then I realized, oh, that's a courier.
Yeah, that is the most expensive courier in the game right now. So
really,
yeah.
How much is it?
I don't know how much actually.
Okay.
Someone's gonna have to quote me.
Probably
Don't take my
much.
word. 17? No, that's crazy. I don't know.
That's a
Something
pricey
ridiculous
courier,
like
man. That is a pricey courier. Whew. So we're all tied up 2-2, but let's take a look at the gold graph here. We actually see the Radiant ahead by about 500 gold or so. Experience pretty close to dead even. And it's all tied up in towers, 1 for 1, so we still have a remarkably even game on our hands, though things will really start to get a little bit slippery, probably between this level 6 and 11 mark, when Lycan starts to get really powerful. Based on the start that he's had, and the fact that he already has a Vlad's, I think that's going to encourage Orange to be a little bit more aggressive here than they would be otherwise. And there we go, Dream Coil going to be used. Sen Shen going to be in big trouble as Mushimai goes straight for him. A few more auto attacks, all to do it. Mushimai going to be forced to back up, and that's going to be enough to finish him off. Puck actually going to be the one to get the kill. Now Awoke may be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to fall, and Chantress actually going to be the one to grab that last hit. Very nicely done. Yamate on the run, and should be able to survive, no problem. Mid tower now at about half health, and I think this should be a pretty easy push for Orange Esports.
Up in the top lane, How right now he got that Claymore in his stash, so he's so close to picking up his Battle Fury, and it's only the 11-minute mark. So just trying to take advantage of that situation, doing pretty good right now. So
Yeah.
really, if he keeps this up, if Mushi and the rest of Orange are not able to like take out more towers quick, this could be pretty scary. With an anti-mage TPing into the middle here, he's just gonna like stop farming and try to prevent that tower from going down. But he does deny it, so that's good. It does go down still, so they will not get the extra gold.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that port from Anti-Mage there. I guess it makes sense, but given that Winter was kind of on his way to the lane.
Yeah, he couldn't really safely farm
Yeah,
or anything.
exactly. There wasn't really much he could do safely. So I guess it makes sense on that front. But yeah, seeing how close he is to that Battle Fury is, whoa. Although, on that note, Lycan has picked up his level 1 Necro Book. So... I don't know.
Or who? Sorry.
Lycan.
Oh, the Necro Book.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
yeah, really.
And he's actually starting to overtake Anti-Mage here. You see he's up by about 20 CS or so, which is good news for Lycan. And also kills, they're both 1-0. Okay, so that's pretty... Both 1-0-1, actually. So, yeah, I think this game is going to be constant references to which carry is farming better, as it's really going to be one of the driving factors in this match for sure.
Yeah, up on the top lane, are we going to be seeing Orange trying to pressure that? I really think that they should probably be going after that very, very soon. We have Shadow Shaman now who's level 6, so he's going to be able to do very, very nicely there. Winter stacking the Ancients up here in the top of the middle of the lane, so that's going to be looking very, very nice. Just bringing him back in this game with a couple of extra levels. That Roar is going to be extremely useful up against Anti-Mage, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, thinking about it now, and I was talking about things to lock down Lycan, I think Beastmaster actually would have been a really powerful tool to do that. So I like the way Orange drafted this to grab Lycan and Beastmaster together. And I didn't really see that synergy quite at first, but also just the prevention of that counter, you know, not handing your opponents that Primal Roar, which would be a very powerful tool in trying to slow down Lycan.
Yeah, very early too, so that's going to be very useful here within the next couple of pushes. I'm thinking that they're going to be wanting to go for it here. Just still, everyone's kind of all around the map, just doing their own thing. We see Invoker just going for, you know, standard items. He's going for the drum. Up in the top lane, we might be seeing is there smoke in their inventory? Yes, they do have a smoke on San Shen here. Maybe they're going to want to go for that, but no, it's looking like Hao is just going to kind of chill in lane still and probably going to be able to pick up that Battle Fury in the next 200 gold.
Yeah, he is very, very close. And that, I mean, the timing on that Battle Fury really couldn't be much better for this Anti-Mage. And it makes me wonder, you know, once he gets it, is that going to be what Orange is waiting for to really start pressuring him? Because,
middle lane.
Yeah, once he gets that Battle Fury, it's going to be a little bit rough. We're going to see Invoker, though, in big trouble. Dust going to be used. And, yeah, that's going to be an easy kill. Enchantress is going to pick up the last hit. And that's going to give the lead now to... Orange 5-2. More action happening in the top lane here as we see Hao chasing down Yamate. There's the ultimate onto Hao. And we'll see, can Yamate survive this? He's going to try and actually drop the Dream Coil. They're going to try and make something happen onto Anti-Mage here. He's going to get stunned. The Orb going to come in. The Orb actually going to connect, so Anti-Mage very low here. Puck not going to take the Orb. And it looks like Anti-Mage going to be able to survive. Tidehunter, though, going to get caught in a disruption. He's going to pop back out. And yeah, that's going to be a kill. Down he goes. Enchantress going to be able to pick up that kill. Say again?
Caboose not even going to like waste his Ravage either, so he was just like, well, yep, I'm toast. And inside of the bottom lane, looks like Mushi actually taking advantage of that entire team fight. He's taking out the tier 3 tower. It is gone.
Oh, I totally missed that one. I was tunnel vision on that fight. Holy biscuits, holy Toledo. Wow, a tier 3 tower down now 15 minutes in. That's the power of Lycan right there. Nutso.
He completely took advantage of the attention of TF. That was insane.
Yeah.
And inside the middle lane now, Awoka's getting caught off right here by Ice.
Yeah, and is Awoka actually going to be able to survive? Looks like he may be able to. Yamate going to come in. Of course, no Dream Coil up for another 20 seconds. And he is going to be able to orb on out of there now that Hao's here. I don't know, Yamate still needs to be a little bit careful. He's going to blink forward, and that's going to be enough for the kill. Easy kill for Anti-Mage there, as he did have the Mana Void up. And now sitting 6-3. And I was thinking, wow, man, you know, Anti-Mage, he's getting pretty strong. He's got that Battle Fury. Things are looking good until that tier 3 in the bottom lane fell. And now I'm feeling a little bit more nervous that this Lycan is just going to get so out of control. It doesn't really matter what Anti-Mage does right now.
Yeah, and they really need to force the issue right now. TF immediately just like, yep, we need to take out these towers right now. Tier 1 is looking like it could go down. Gonna have to continue to pressure, though. They're just kind of backing up, though. Oh, and he's getting caught off by Enchantress,
Kaboo,
and it looks like
no.
Kaboo's gonna go down.
Yeah, he's going to overcommit. That tower was looking so tempting, and I love what Orange did right there. They didn't go for the tower. They kind of just used that tower deny as bait right there, and very nicely done. Awoke, going to port out. He's barely going to be able to survive. Just a couple of hit points left, and he makes it out. We're going to see a port into the mid lane, and I imagine they'll deny that tower pretty quickly here, as it's got about 60 hit points or so. Regardless, Orange still in great shape. Poor Kaboo, man. He is just falling so far behind. Beastmaster's made a pretty nice recovery now with 42 CS. Tidehunter still down at 15 CS. I mean, he is just feeling the pain from that slow early game, sitting 0-4. Now we're going to see Invoker in a little bit of trouble. Lycan going to go forward. He's actually going to juke the Ravage. Very nicely done. Now he's going to re-engage this onto Kaboo. Kaboo going to be in big trouble. Yep, he's going to fall. Anti-Mage going to go in, going to try and finish off this kill onto Yamate, but he's going to get stunned. Looks like the Primal Roar going to lock him down. Not going to be enough. No follow, or not enough follow-up damage, I should say. And he blinks back to safety. Now, Orange Ice may find himself in a little bit of trouble. Is he going to have enough to survive? No, certainly not. Anti-Mage going to be able to going to be the one to pick up that kill as well. Wow, I am all sorts of tongue-tied today as well. All in all, though, going to be a 2-for-1 exchange. Actually, that go in favor of TongFu. Wow.
Yes, it did. They kind of went a little bit too deep there, unfortunately, and yeah, Puck and Shadow Demon were taken out. I don't know who took out, I should say, Puck, because there wasn't a text, wasn't an announcement of who killed it, and that's been happening a lot recently, which is kind of confusing. So I can't give credit to anybody who picked up the kill. So
yeah.
Fortunate, but still, looks like they're going to. Oh, the tier 1 inside the middle. They didn't deny it. So, oh wait, no, they're about to.
There we go. So they get it just in the
Sweet.
nick of time. Yeah, sweet, I think, is the proper response to that. That was a close call, man. That was... Ooh.
Just a little extra goal, just not going to be given to TongFu. No advantages, none, none, none.
But TongFu with an interesting play here. Looks like they're going to attempt Roche here. 18 minutes in, they're going to use the Shadow Shaman wards to try and make it happen. Now, is there any vision for the Radiant team? And it doesn't look like it. They are not so wise. Roche falling very, very quickly here. And, wow, looks like the token is going to end up in the hands of Anti-Mage. Or, pardon me, the Aegis.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like Anti-Mage looking pretty sweet with that now. So kind of
Wow.
giving that up is a little bit of a logistic blunder by Orange here. But, you know, still, they can continue to press those towers in right now. They could actually maybe, if they wanted to, kind of do exactly what they did before. Force a team fight while the Lycan up top is going to be able to just push that. And he just picked up his level 3 Necromonicon. Actually, that happened like about, I'd say a minute or two ago.
Wow.
But still, just the pushing power of that right now and just kind of diverting the attention of TongFu. If they were to do that again, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, definitely right. And seeing Anti-Mage with the Aegis, though, that's... you know, Orange was looking really good until then. I gotta give credit to TongFu for just identifying that opportunity there, knowing that they could kill Roche that quickly with the wards and making it happen. But Orange is going to do exactly what you were just suggesting, force the split push. This is going to be so difficult because Lycan can solo quite a few members of the Dire side. So having him up top, he's going to keep Anti-Mage busy while the rest of the team pressures the bottom. I really like this play from Orange. We can't forget that the racks are exposed here. There is no tier 3 tower, so this is... well, not the hardest of pushes, I guess you could say. At the very least, keeping them distracted will buy Lycan some valuable time. Looks like he's going to be able to get this tier 1 tower pretty easily.
I mean, that's kind of all they really wanted. They didn't even need to go for that barracks. It was just kind of like, you know, like throw the attention into the bottom lane. That's where you need to protect most. But at the same time, yeah, here's Mushi. Just going to easily be able to take out that tier 1 with only the Anti-Mage to try and defend it. So that was a pretty solid play here by Orange, and I think they're just going to kind of continue to keep the pressure here inside of the jungle.
Awoke going to get Primal Roared, and that's going to be enough for an easy kill. Enchantress going to pick it up. Invoker going to come in, and he needs to be very careful. The rest of the team, Anti-Mage going to port back as well. He's doing a lot of damage. There's the Ravage to try and clean it up, and we're going to see Shadow Demon fall extinct, probably going to fall shortly after here. She does have the Wisps up, but only had to buy him some time. He's going to try and kite the team away, just trying to buy Lycan more precious time. I love that play from Extinct right there. The tier 2 tower in the top lane falls, and Mushimai turning this into a nice cost-effective exchange. It was a 2-for-1, but he was able to take out 2 towers during that fight. It looks like he may even pressure up a little bit here. Shadow Shaman here to defend, but Mushimai still going to be able to do a bit of damage to this tower.
That will force the ward, so at least he's going to be able to defend, but even still, oh, there's
Uh-oh.
how. That's going to force Mushi back. Some more TPs. Whoa, he's not
Uh-oh.
in a good position here. There goes a cold
Got
snap.
the ultimate in now, and is this going to be enough? He is a speedy chicken. I don't know that he's going to be able to survive this, though. Nope, there's the disable, and yeah, Mushi Mai going to hang around just a little too long. The timing on that ultimate was so unfortunate. He burned it earlier trying to harass back Anti-Mage, and it was probably to good use, but definitely shouldn't have been up quite so far if he didn't have the ready, or the ultimate at the ready.
A solid defense by TongFu regardless, though. So even still, they are going to try and defend. They were able to defend, I should say, the top tower. Now the middle second level, I was about to say second level rack, second level tower. And really, I mean, all Orange has to do is continue to do this now, the exact same strategy. Rather, they're going to probably just need to bring Lycanthrope into these fights now, kind of do some five-man Dota. And it's tough, though, in that situation, because right now I believe that TongFu kind of have the advantage right now. We have 3,000 gold on the Anti-Mage, so he's really close to well, he can pick up the Yasha right now. He also has the buyback gold. He's going to be able to pick up that Manta very, very soon. Some counter warding going on in the bottom river, but still, like, I feel like TongFu is going to be able to kind of take those team fights now in this situation.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true. Looking at the gold farm here, gold per minute, Lycan is up around 550, whereas Anti-Mage still farming very nicely, but sitting around 430 or so. And from the team perspective, nice 7.5k gold lead in favor of Orange Esports, so that's really going to start to show in the inventories as things progress in this game. Anti-Mage just hanging in there, continuing to farm in that top lane. Awoke actually going to get caught here, and is Awoke going to go down? Chen going to use the ultimate, and it may actually be enough to survive. Oh, that push stick, just enough to keep him alive, going to keep him out of range of the wild axes there from Winter. This tier 2 tower in the mid lane, though, looking like it's going to fall, which is the last tier 2 tower, all the while.
Bottom lane.
Lycan's in the base. Yeah, he's diving deep. He's going to force the wards to come out again very defensively, and again, it's all just a distraction. He's keeping 3 heroes busy, while the rest of his teammates pressure this mid lane. The split pushing from Orange Esports, man, rinse and repeat, so methodical, but works so effectively here.
And this is great. Now they have every single one of the exterior towers down. But like I mentioned before, I feel that TongFu right now are going to be able to win these team fights. You've got the crazy initiation of Tidehunter. He's going to be able to ravage. You've got, obviously, the creeps of Chen going to be able to just keep you guys down with the all heal. They've got the mechanism on him as well, the Shadow Shaman with just all the pure disable to take Lycan out of those fights. And already looks like Mushi's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and I think he's going to fall. No, he doesn't have an ultimate. Shadow Shaman picks up the kill. So Mushi maybe getting a little bit too greedy there, going to hang around well past his welcome, and he's going to pay the ultimate price. Looks like TongFu going to counter push it, though. They really want this tier 1 in the bottom.
And they're going to pretty much get it, honestly, because everybody on Team Orange just kind of all over the place. They have only 4 people alive right now, so they're going to easily be able to take this one down. But, you know, just trying to pay attention to that one. Looks like Orange is going to at least be able to pressure the top lane, keep that pushed in a little bit. So, really, it's Orange right now really need to start picking off some of the heroes of TongFu and then just kind of go for Arax. Really, that's how I feel would probably be the best idea for them right now, because team fighting is just not going to go their way.
Yeah, and I think keeping up this kind of rinse and repeat split push that they're doing is going to be a good plan. There's a nice lane ward up here at the top lane as well for Orange, which is going to help in that kind of split push that we're talking about a little bit. So we'll see. You know, it's just a matter of time. And even this melee barracks down here in the bottom is dangerously low. I mean, Lycan almost took it out by himself. So that kind of just speaks to the power that this team has for pushing. Speaking of item choices, though, Lycan has now picked up a Shadow Blade to complement that level 3 Necronomicon. I like
that's
that.
actually going to be kind of nice. Yeah, he's going to be... Yeah, going to be able to maneuver around the map extremely easily, and that's not usually a typical item by Lycanthrope. What you'll usually see is him going for that fast BKB after the Vlads, of course, and then you know, it's kind of up to him depending on what the situation presents. But really, picking up that Shadow Blade with like the extra maneuvering, just moving around the map extremely fast, and then the extra backstab damage is going to be really, really solid. But, you know, TongFu, all they need is just kind of like dust, and we already have Hal right now with a Manta style, so these team fights are actually going to turn very, very well into Hao's favor. But like I said, if they're at least able to try and pick off one hero from TongFu, that could definitely go into their favor as they try to push in this top lane.
And we're going to see split pushing again. They're going to go up there, and it's going to be Anti-Mage versus Lycan. And wow, Lycan coming out way ahead in this little fight. And that's going to send Anti-Mage back to the base. This could be what Orange needs up here. But no, Enchantress going to fall to start things off. Now Shadow Shaman, or pardon me, Shadow Demon going to be on the defensive. They may be able to turn this around. And, oh, there's the Primal Roar coming out. Sanshen taking a lot of damage. Kaboo getting in there. The Ravage has already been used. The wards come out. And down in the bottom lane, Anti-Mage actually finishes off Lycan in a 1v1. I guess Lycan's ult went down, and that was all she wrote for Mr. Wolf. Now Winter going to be in a little bit of trouble, and yeah, it's looking like he's going to fall here. And wow, is that going to make this a 3-for-0 exchange? No, Puck going to come in. That's going to be the end of Shadow Shaman, and Tidehunter is going to be able to pick up that kill into Beastmaster. So it's going to be a 1-for-3 across the map. Really not what Orange was looking for. Really not what Orange was looking for, pardon me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think at this point now that you're going to be able to do what we just saw Lycan try to, which is in the bottom, try to, you know, be sneaky, try to, like, push in that lane. Anti can just pop in there and just absolutely wipe him out, as we just saw. I mean, at first it looked pretty good for him, but, you know, honestly, it's... Hao right now is way too fed. He's 194. He's looking at the exact same CS as Lycan right now. Kill-wise, he's actually ahead, though. He's currently 5-0. Lycan's 2-3. So that opportunity kind of passed for trying to push in that bottom marks. I mean, they could probably try to do it, but really, they gotta kill Hao. But he has an Aegis, so it's kind of like, well...
Well, it's actually pretty close to expiring, though. If you look at the timer in Roche... They may be able to just turtle up and then, you know, maybe get this next Roshan. I mean, if Lycan can get the next Aegis, that might be the ticket that Orange needs here.
Yeah, I would definitely say so, especially in this situation because things are kind of getting out of control now because Hao is just so farmed.
Yeah, exactly. We've crossed that point of like, all right, you know, we were talking about Lycan is going to peak a little bit before Anti-Mage, and he did. He got that tier 3 tower, but now Anti-Mage is just disgusting. I mean, he has got 3k gold in the bank. They're going to be able to make something happen here. Yeah, Puck going to be in big trouble. The BKB going to get used. And a nice Dream Coil to come back, but there's not going to be any follow-up damage. Ice on the defensive, and he may not be able to survive this. I don't think he will. Yeah, there it is. Invoker going to be able to finish him off with that one last auto attack. Though he survived much longer than I thought he would. And it's all said and done. Shadow Demon going to be the only one to fall. So actually not so bad for Orange. I thought that fight was going to be a little worse. Yamate now going to get very aggressive. He's going to move in and just do a bit of harassment, actually. Going to orb out. They just have that haste rune on, so I guess...
And in the bottom lane, once again, Lycan still trying to do it. He's just trying to take out that Rax, but, you know, they're aware of what's going on down there, so really, I mean...
Aegis is expired, though.
Yeah, it's true. So really, they could actually go for it right now. I was going to say that TongFu could actually go for it right there after winning that little exchange, since it would be a 4v5, and they do have vision kind of in the bottom area, but looks like Extinct right now placing some wards, getting ready for that. So they are just preparing for the inevitable Roshan right now. We have Sangchen just getting in position with the wards and all that. So here we go. TongFu's going to be looking for it.
Yeah, and you know, you have to think that TongFu has a bit of an advantage here, mostly, if anything, just because of the Ravage in this small area. As well. And, you know, I saw someone in chat actually mention how nicely Invoker and Anti-Mage can synergize with that EMP as well as, you know, for the Mana Void. And that's actually really true, something I hadn't really thought of, but there's some really clear synergy there. And I think at least partially some of the reason why TF is starting to pull ahead here, why this Anti-Mage has done so well.
Yeah, the EMP Tornado mixed with the Anti-Mage Mana Burn is just like, it completely stops pushes. So really, it's been working out extremely well for them. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm liking that.
I'm liking the synergy. Feeling it. So, yeah, both sides now sort of scared each other away from Roche. And yeah, they're just going to head back. Anti-Mage, they're going to go invisible. And, well, he's just going to burn the rune. Never mind. I thought he may try something a little bit sneaky down here, but nope, just going to go back to farming. And actually, this ward's about to expire right here for the Radiant. Only 10 seconds left on it. So we'll see. This Roche kill is just so important right here.
Yeah, no team really kind of going for it yet. They're just kind of keeping their creeps there. They're just
Yeah.
waiting who's gonna give away the position. And Orange is smoking up right now inside of their jungle, looking to go around.
Yep. And there it is. You can see on the mini map right there. They're going to take that U shape around and try and catch somebody off guard. Lycan is not smoked right now, so he. Well, I guess they had. I don't know if they had vision of him in lane actually. He backed up right away. But yeah, Orange is looking for something here. They still got about half duration on the smoke. And we could see a team fight starting here. They're going to go straight in. Kaboo going to get the Ravage off. It's going to connect with everyone except Enchantress. And this fight might not go the way that Orange was hoping for. That Ravage was not the best way to start things off. And yeah, this anti-mage just tearing face here as Lycan gets taken out. Everyone on Orange is in full retreat mode. And the few that will survive will be the lucky ones. Winter going to fall. Looks like Extinct going to fall shortly after. Yeah, it's going to be a 4-for-0 exchange. Starting to feel like TongFu is going to be able to clinch this game. I'm sure they'll move straight to Roche here and take a completely unchecked Aegis.
That's going to allow a really solid push as well. So they're going to be able to just take a tower, anyone they want, honestly. And this is confusing. They're all kind of everywhere right now. I guess they're just pushing in the lane so that they can make the push a little bit easier into that tier 2. But yeah, we're going to be seeing them just kind of start to work down Roche. And since everyone from Orange except Shadow Demon is out, that's going to be very, very easy for them to do. It looks like Hao is going to be the only person to take out the tier 2, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's just actually using his illusion, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah, he is going to head back, though. Of course, he wants to be the one to grab the Aegis, so yeah, a nice little bit of pressure. A nice thought. He at least did about half damage to that tower, so not bad. Actually, a nice thought there from Anti-Mage. He'll make it back in time to get some XP and gold from Roshan and then pick up his Aegis here. So let's take a look. Anti-Mage with 7,000 gold in the bank.
Yeah.
It might be over. I don't know what you were thinking, but yeah,
Butterfly, yeah.
He's just gonna right-click the Eagle Song here. That's a butterfly in the bank. There's no way. I mean, what do they have that can shut down this anti-mage now?
We don't really. It doesn't look like Mushi is anywhere near an MKB or anything like that, so it's kind of. Yeah, this is a bit of a predicament that Orange are faced with.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised. Let me actually just double check before I speak, but I don't think there's an Orchid here. For this Radiant team, no, there's no Orchid. I would have thought that'd be the kind of the go-to item against the anti-mage like this to try and shut him down.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, you would have thought that
Enchantress would have been my first thought. Yeah.
Yeah, the Enchantress would have gone for it. She's trying to go for Ags, but I mean, it's looking like, oh wow, that's gonna make it hard for it's gonna make it really hard for Orange in these team fights. It was already difficult enough for them to try and make something happen in team fights. It was pretty much nearly impossible. But now with that butterfly, now with the butter, it looks like Anti's gonna go on a field day.
Exactly. Like you said, no one's really close to an MKB, so it's just I'm actually a little. I mean, how do you feel about that ag choice on Enchantress? I mean, looking at it now, I'm just like loading into this game. My first thought would have been like, all right, I'm getting an Orchid. All right, guys, I call it. Orchid's mine. I'm actually a little bit surprised to see him committing to the ags like this.
Well, they don't have a BKB on the Dire. No one has one, so he's going to be able to get away with a ton of damage. Going to be able to eliminate Chen immediately, as well as Shadow Shaman at least. So that's going to be really, really nice. But yeah, it's great. I mean, that's what you usually get as the core. But I mean, it would be great if they were to have something like that to just shut down the anti-mage at this point. But we have a smoke right now from TongFu. They're going to be looking to try and go on somebody.
Yeah, Anti-Mage and Lycan are duking it out here in the top lane, so they are going to smoke up, but I don't think they're going to bump into anybody. They need to be a little bit careful without this Anti-Mage with them. I mean, I think if you remove Lycan and Anti-Mage from the fight, that really changes things here in favor of Orange Esports. So, interesting, actually, that TongFu were the ones smoked up. If Orange had found that engage, they may have been able to make something happen, especially given the position there. No towers nearby. That could have been actually really bad. Seeing that anti-mage really is in the middle of no man's land up here. Just farming away.
Yeah, he can kind of get away with it, though. I mean, it's anti-mage, and at this point... Oh, Lycanthrope just got a BKB. There you go.
All right. Well, that is certainly a step in the right direction. The question is, really, is it enough? And this is one of these games where even though Orange isn't really going to be able to win in a straight-up fight, there's still that chance that they can split them up if they can get a side lane push. You know, if TongFu makes that fatal mistake of giving Lycan any breathing room near their barracks, you know, this game could easily start to turn for the opposite. So it's sort of an interesting game in that regard, how Orange is behind and quickly becoming further and further behind, but they're still not out, you know?
No, yeah, they're trying to gank, but I mean, they're kind of 5-man dotes right now on TongFu. I don't know. This is kind of like an all-in right here. This is crazy. Nice silence at least. Yeah. Wow, really good. There goes the Ravage.
Yeah, Ravage not going to connect with too much. I'm looking at Lycan, man. He is in the front lines trying to do what he can, but it looks like how he's going to be able to finish off Beastmaster, and Ice going to fall shortly after here. Unfortunately, Mushimai just wasn't able to do the damage that he needed, and it's going to end a 2-for-0 exchange. And, well, actually, is Extinct going to get taken out? No, just Illusions chasing him down. So I guess it could have been worse for Orange, but I mean, they pretty much unloaded everything there, and there wasn't much else they could do. I mean, even the Ravage, it didn't connect with their 2 BKBs were active when Ravage went out, so the Ravage actually wasn't, you know, as bad as it could have been, and they still weren't even able to secure a single kill. I think that's a pretty clear prelude to how this game is going to unfold in the next couple minutes.
Yeah. And they're going to just pressure this tier 2. They still have the Aegis. Honestly, they could go for the racks. They could go for the tier 3, but, you know, they're just not going to do anything crazy. They obviously know that Lycan's in the bottom lane here trying to do something, trying to take out the racks that they've got there. But really, it's kind of not really a matter of time, but kind of a matter of position. If they go for it, is Orange going to be able to defend against it? And with that anti-mage that fed, it's not looking extremely likely.
He's 9-0-7. I mean, that's the problem right there. There was just not enough pressure on the anti-mage throughout the game. 9-0-7 here, 37 minutes in. Ooh.
Yeah, and they kind of thought that they could get away with it early on, too. I mean, they were able to take out those towers. Like, they took out, like, every single one, obviously, and they were doing it pretty quickly, but honestly, it just... Yeah, just allowing him to free farm like that is not the right way to handle Hao's anti-mage, and now they're kind of getting punished by it. We just saw him pick up a Skull Battery. He's going to go for that Abyssal, and yeah, that's going to make it really hard for Lycanthrope to actually just kind of stay alive.
Yep, absolutely, and I think that's a really smart item pickup here from Anti-Mage, try and counter the effects of that BKB a little bit. Lycan going to find himself in a bit of a sticky wicket as there is an impending gank. He does have a port, so we'll see if he can micro into the trees here. He is going to move into the trees there. It is going to have to be forced to use a BKB charge if he wants to survive, and he's going to be able to port out. So still well done by TongFu, not giving any breathing room to this Lycan, and I think that is the smart play here. Indeed, it'd be interesting to think about, though, how this game would have unfolded if Lycan had been able to finish off that melee racks that he got down to about 300 health 20 minutes ago, or whatever it was. Really would have changed the scope of this game.
Seriously, it would have like required a lot more attention into the bottom lane, which would have kind of required a lot of the TongFu team to kind of just wait down there, preventing, you know, Team 5s from being 5-on-5, and then, you know, just lots of situations like that. It would have been a lot different. And now we're seeing TongFu here just pressuring the tier 3.
Yeah, and just look how fast it's going to fall. I mean, this is really not much they can do about it. They are going to use the glyph and try and delay the inevitable a little bit. The wards are down and should be able to finish off the tower. Yeah, Shadow Shaman actually going to be able to pick up the last hit on the tower, and TongFu may opt to engage this. The Age is still in the inventory of Mr. Anti-Mage. Yeah, Sanshen going to go straight in. There's the Ravage, and it's looking like a good fight for TongFu. Exactly what they were looking for. Beyond godlike Anti-Mage here, going to pick up a double kill. Ice as well as Winter still alive. Yamate trying to do what he can, but they are going to lose their barracks for sure. Mushimai going to go straight in here. BKB active. The Death or the Dream Coil as well, and it looks like Invoker's going to fall, but that's about it for now. Kabu, could be a little bit of trouble. No, Mushimai going to get hexed, and yeah, just look how fast he drops. That mage or anti-mage just ridiculous. He's on an ultra kill now. What is he sitting? 13-0-7. Why not make it a few more? GG's come out, and that's going to be game. TongFu going to take game 1 in this best-of-3 series. Looks like their anti-mage was enough to shut down the Lycan of Orange Esports.
Unfortunately so, yeah. So that is going to be game one. So game two here, we're going to have to see how Orange replies to that. How's Anti-Mage absolutely frightening after this game? Never let an Anti-Mage free farm.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really the scary part here is just how much time he had to farm in that game and how little he was checked. Seeing an anti-mage with no deaths at the end of a game is always just like, I gotta scratch my head a little bit, like, you guys tried something, it didn't work, noble effort, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just going to have another chance here. We're going to move into game two. Of course, it is a best of three here in the last set of semifinals for the Razer Mini Madness. Huge shout out to Razer for making this possible. Of course, follow both of us on Twitter at Zyori TV, at Kawa. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have game number two coming up here momentarily.